Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing today? Okay, so we've been talking about these ransomware attacks, right? But it's been a while. So now come the lawsuits. It's like, wow. But the lawsuits are not coming from who you think they're coming from, right? So this article was posted by the Washington Post, okay? And this is really sad, actually. So Eddie Darwich, okay, and his wife Abir, they have been running their own gas station. It's called Easy Mart Fuel Station. It's on Castle Hayne Road in Wilmington, North Carolina, for 11 years. And at first, Darwich was skeptical of the other gas station owners who were calling him with the news of a strange computer hack and with, you remember, the Colonial Pipeline, right? So the company that ran the network of fuel pipes serving much of the East Coast. And the pipeline had shut down, and panic drivers were buying extra fuel and leading to a run on gas supplies and stuff. Okay, we all remember that. It wasn't that long ago. So he said, I didn't believe it, right? And there's no way in hell something like this would happen in the United States. But it was true. And on May 12th, 5 days after an employee in Colonial's control room discovered the hack, Darwich's pumps ran dry. He desperately called his supplier, who told him the only thing he could do was wait. So Darwich wasn't the only one who needed the gas. Thousands of stations in a dozen states were in the same bind. For more than a month, I didn't see my customers, he said. It hurt a lot. Well, sure, it would hurt any business owner, especially, gas station, right? Now, he's suing the Colonial Pipeline over those loss of sales, accusing it of lacks of security. He and his lawyers are hoping to also represent the hundreds of other small gas stations that were hurt by the attack. It's just one of several class action lawsuits that are popping up in the wake of high-profile ransomware attacks. Another lawsuit filed against Colonial in Georgia in May seeks damages for consumers who had to pay higher gas prices. A third is in the works with law firm Chemicals, and that's CHIMICLES, Schwartz, Krinner, KRINER, and Donaldson Smith LLP, pursuing a similar effort. And Colonial isn't the only company being sued here. San Diego-based hospital system Scripps, SCRIPPS Health, is facing class action lawsuits stemming from a ransomware attack in April. Cybersecurity lapses at major companies have led to class action lawsuits and settlements in hundreds of millions of dollars. Retailer Target paid $10 million to consumers. And $39 million to banks after hackers broke into its systems and stole personal information in 2013. Wow. Home Depot brokered a similar settlement with shoppers who had their credit card information stolen from the home improvement store's computers. But ransomware attacks have the potential to affect people in ways that go far beyond having their personal information stolen and sold online. Ransomware hackers deploy software that locks the owner out of the targeted computer system, out of their machines, and demands a cryptocurrency payment in return for handing back control. In a world where everything runs on computers, these... No, Patches. No. My cat. These attacks can cause havoc. Well, yeah. I mean, look at what happened with the Colonial Pipeline. And, I mean, everyone went ballistic and bought gas. And then it was like, you know, for the average person that has to go to work, it was like, I can't go to work today because I can't get gas, you know. But for the prepared mind, you know, it was like, whatever. But, you know, for the average person, it was like, seriously, you know? Ransomware hackers, these guys, yeah, when they demanded the cryptocurrency payment in return for handing back control, were they doing that to the customers themselves or to the company? I don't remember. In a world where everything runs on computers, these attacks can cause havoc. Hospitals have had to postpone surgeries. In southern Maryland, Leonardtown was hit by the sprawling Kaseya, Kaseya, IT software hack and lost 17 of its 19 computers, forcing it to stop billing residents for electricity and blocking paychecks from going to out-of-town employees. And in the case of the Colonial Pipeline, hundreds of gas stations were shut down, leading to huge lines of cars waiting for what little fuel remained. The rise in lawsuits may mean companies and organizations that are hacked are no longer just on the hook for reimbursing people who had their data stolen. They could now be liable for all kinds of damages that go well beyond a heightened risk for identity theft or credit card fraud. This is an extremely developing and increasing area, said John Yanchunis, Yanchunis, a veteran class action lawyer with Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is here in Tampa. And he worked on a data breach lawsuit against Yahoo, Equifax, and Targets. His firm is involved in the lawsuit against Colonial that seeks to represent gas station owners. American companies are great at selling things, Yanchunis said, but the level of cybersecurity protection at most firms, even giant ones that handle information on millions of people, is still not where it needs to be, he says. One thing that they have not done, and one thing that they're not good at, is protecting their information system because it costs money. And it's not money that goes to increase profit, he said. It doesn't increase profit. Okay, well, you have to protect your customers because your customers are what is your profit, you morons. What in the actual hell? Have you ever heard of such idiocy? Oh, hell. In the early years of big data breaches, courts were reluctant to acknowledge that having personal information stolen from a company's computer system could lead to actual harm. And that was said by Daniel Solove, a professor at George Washington University Law School and the founder of cybersecurity and privacy training firm Teach Privacy. But after years of repeated hacks, more courts have begun to recognize that cybersecurity lapses can hurt people in real ways, he said. Oh, why did you come to that conclusion? Most cases ended up being settled as companies opt to pay off hacking victims instead of trying to fight costly protracted court battles. Even if you're going to win, it's a lot cheaper to settle than it is to fight. The number of ransomware attacks has ballooned over the last year as more criminals realize the potential for making money, and ransomware groups start selling their technologies to others, less technically sophisticated criminals. Whereas technical cyber attacks meant hackers had to find a buyer for the information they stole to make money, and ransomware attacks allow hackers to get paid more quickly and reliably as desperate companies try to regain access to their systems. And legislators are debating potential solutions, such as dissuading victims from paying hackers and by providing them with government money to rebuild their networks. Now, Chris Krebs, that's Krebs, he's the former director of Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. He has suggested that the government could require a certain level of security from companies that work in critical fields like utilities. Hence, like we've all been saying, our power grid. God. But even for companies with relatively good security, hacks can be difficult to completely avoid. It only takes one employee clicking on a fake link or downloading a shady attachment for hackers to break into an otherwise secure system. Companies with good security sometimes have lapses. There isn't a unified legal standard laying out what sort of security a company needs to have to protect it from liability if it loses its customers' information or suffers a ransomware attack. It really isn't clear what the standard of care here is. It's tricky. All you have to do is fail on one thing. So, and that one thing would be an employee sitting there, like checking their email and clicking on a link, and whammo, power grid down, boom, done. But they shouldn't be checking their personal anything. Focus, your job, that's it. And that means that potential for lawsuits will keep growing as ransomware attacks do. And if lawyers can reasonably show that a company made some kind of mistake in protecting its system, victims will have an avenue to sue. In Darwich's case, it took 10 days before he started getting gas again, all the while watching the big brand chain gas station down the road from him getting fuel trucked in from elsewhere. So Easy Mart makes most of its money from in-store sales of cigarettes, coffee, snacks, and without gas to draw people, its revenue dropped. By the time Darwich had fuel again, some of its longtime patrons had started going elsewhere. So the smaller gas station, the mom and pop store wasn't able to get gas, but 7-Eleven down the street was getting gas. His store wasn't getting gas, but what's another big... Sunoco was getting gas. Speedway, getting gas. You know, that's not fair. It's not right. Why? Because he's a mom and pop store? Where's the fairness in that? Oh my God. Oh, Lord. Holy cow. That's some bullshit right there. That's what that is. That's what that is. No kidding. Wow. All right, guys. I'll see you later. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Stay positive. Keep prepping. Please. Don't stop. Okay? Don't. Fearless.